Last Thursday, June 16th, WestJet published an article with the headline of Securing the Future, How a Growing, Stronger, Sustainable WestJet Benefits Canadians. In it, they essentially outline a shift in their business strategy going forward, and at the helm of all of this is WestJet's new CEO, Alexis von Hoensbroech, who joined the airline in February from the Lufthansa Group. Naturally, it's all very carefully worded to avoid specifics, but there are a few points in here that are worth talking about. First and foremost, WestJet seems to be shifting back to the low-cost carrier approach. Over the past couple of years, they had made clear that they were transitioning into a full-service airline, especially with the addition of the Dreamliners, their new business class, and the opening of their new lounge in Calgary. They do say that they'll maintain their current premium offerings, with a focus on strengthening their premium leisure segment, so I doubt any of these prior investments are going away in the long term. Now, the next detail has some big implications. WestJet says that they'll be shifting resources to grow their presence and network in Western Canada, and offering more flights in that part of the country. That will mean a reduction in flights within Eastern Canada, and to that end, WestJet also plans to reduce their fleet of 47 -8-400s by 10 or 15 planes. They'll also be shifting the remaining -8s to focus on Western Canadian routes as well. Most of their current routes in the East are flown with -8s though, so these changes could be pretty significant. They do say though that they'll maintain a presence in the East, mostly with direct connections to Western Canadian cities. All of this won't come into full effect until the summer of 2023 anyway, so the current schedule for the rest of this year shouldn't change. Another important detail from this is that WestJet also plans to focus its Dreamliner fleet around Western Canada. Along with that, they'll be pausing further investment into incremental Dreamliners to focus on additional narrow-body growth for the moment. According to an interview with the Calgary Herald, that means Dreamliner crews in Eastern Canada will be affected, which sounds to me like some of their transatlantic Dreamliner routes out of Toronto may change next summer. As of right now, WestJet has 6 of the 10 Dreamliners from their original order, with 3 of the remaining 4 already built, painted, and seemingly waiting for deliveries to restart. If you'll forgive a bit of speculation, pausing their 787 investment could, on the one hand, mean that they're not taking some of the 4 remaining ones. On the other hand, it may also mean that they're not planning on taking the 10 options that they have, at least for now. Given the extensive delays in restarting 787 deliveries, it's possible that there is a clause for WestJet to back out of the deal without any penalties. Now, of course, you never really want to see an airline have to cut back service to part of the country, especially when it comes to Atlantic Canada and the Dreamliner routes out of Toronto. However, WestJet does see more room for growth in the West, and building up their hubs in Calgary, Vancouver, and, to an extent, Edmonton may be the best path forward. It's possible that the extensive competition in Toronto could make some routes less viable. Admittedly, that may be the Western Canadian in me talking, but I don't get the impression that they're completely leaving the East. Lastly, they also mentioned that they're working towards a substantial narrow-body order coming up. So, if you'll again forgive some speculation, that could be either a top-up order for more 737 MAXs, or maybe something a bit different. Right now, with the virtually silent retirement of the 737-600 fleet, WestJet has a capacity gap between the 78-seat Encore -8s and the 134-seat 737-700s. That means there's some potential for WestJet to order a new type in that capacity range, like the Airbus A220 or Embraer E2. WestJet and the A220 would be a very Canadian combination, and I even made a video back in 2020 talking about that. However, if simplifying operations is what WestJet is aiming for, adding a completely new type might not be in the cards. All of these changes will be worth watching closely, and for me personally, I'll certainly do so with cautious optimism. But if WestJet does end up ordering A220s, I'd just like to say in advance, called it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.